Foggia, renowned for their adventurous approach, and Sampdoria, of course, with outstanding individuals capable of turning any match they perform in. For all their attacking flair, Foggia's main stumbling block remains their profligate finishing. Only 7 goals in Serie A so far this season. Up front, Kolyvanov, the Russian, has scored 2 of that total, and he keeps his place ahead of Capellini. He'll be partnered by Bresciani and Brian Roy, who featured in Holland's triumph over Poland on Wednesday. Exciting runs of Giovanni Stroppa, capped again by Italy this week. Stroppa poses a real threat to Sampdoria, but at the back, Foggia have to make a change. Bucaro comes in for Bianchini, who's serving a ban. It's a suspension, too, that keeps Pietro Vierkovod out of Sampdoria's side. His place in defence goes to Dalinja. In midfield, Jugovic is preferred to his former Yugoslav compatriot, Katanets. 21 goals from Sampdoria already in the top flight this season. And I wonder if Foggia have the resources, indeed the resilience, to contain the triple thrust of Gullit, Platt and Mancini, who between them have scored 14 of that tally. A contest in which the only 2 foreign coaches in Italy's Serie A match their respective talents today. Zeman of Foggia, Eriksson of Sampdoria. Foggia hoping to improve on a record that's produced only 1 victory so far this season. Sampdoria, in contrast, seeking their 5th win in 6 away games. But Sampdoria have never won at Foggia in 10 previous visits, including those in Serie B. Sampdoria then to kick off, attacking the goal to our right. Clear day in Foggia, but as James was saying earlier on, rather cloudy overhead now. This is Rossi, who was left out for the last game but brought back today. And he's slotted in well at Sampdoria, the new man from Brescia. Pagliuca, who kept goal for the Italians in the week. Indeed, the only Sampdoria player in the starting lineup, although Mancini came on in the second half. The jump then by Lombardo. It goes Manini. Now Lombardo. We can see him through the smoke.
It's a very fortunate position for the Italians to have, Peter, when you actually have Mancini coming on as substitute for your national side. He really is one of the most talented players, I think, in Serie A. He really does brighten up every game that we seem to watch with his fantastic skill and technique. It's fabulous for the Italian supporters that they can actually have him coming on as substitute.
Lombardo taking the throw, finding Mancini. Here's Lombardo again. Passo was too long. And even the likes of Gullit had no chance of reaching that one. Well, David Platt won't be playing in the World Cup finals, of course, but Gullit says he will be, Ray. What do you make of that? The fact that he's prepared to play under Johan Cruyff, but not under the existing coach, Advocat.
I find it all very sad, Peter, really. You know, you're representing your country. It doesn't matter who's in charge. You get out there and do your best for your country. And I find it a bit sad that Gullit, now they've qualified, actually wants to play with Johan Cruyff. But in saying that, it would be lovely to see him performing.
Caini. Sacchetti. And a wayward pass from David Platt. Hasn't scored in 4 games now, David. But certainly started the season in brisk fashion. And he's settled well in Genoa with Sampdoria. Here's Roy. Support from Nicoli. Trying to thread it on then towards Bresciani. And the interception was made by Rossi. Chamot. Now Kolyvanov. And he didn't really get hold of that one. That has been his problem, is finishing, Kolyvanov. Got a couple of goals this season, but he's lacked the killer touch, really.
He was a little bit too hurried, Peter, as he got in the box there, Kolyvanov. He made a great run. It's a great area to be in, but he was just a little bit hurried with his shot. He could have taken an extra touch.
Sampdoria was certainly caught cold at the back then, and they will miss Vierkovod today, no question of that. But here's Gullit from Mancini's pass. Excellent save by the other Mancini.
Got to say, Peter, no matter how long you watch this Italian football, you will never see a better pass than the one Mancini's just played. He's looking one way and he plays the most delightful pass of only 2 yards, but he set Gullit in with a great pass.
Superb football. Here's Gullit again. And this time he was outsmarted by Nicoli. Marvellous play by Mancini to set up that chance set for Gullit. And good goalkeeping by the other Mancini.
Yes, it was excellent goalkeeping. Did a great save to his left-hand side. But the pass, it's a shame that wasn't a goal, actually, because we'd have seen that time and time again. But that little pass of Mancini's was one to cherish, really.
Francesco Mancini, one of the smallest goalkeepers in Serie A, but as he underlined there, certainly one of the most agile. Away by Rossi. Mancini then got a bang in the face. Here's Bresciani, very busy down the right side for Foggia. Di Baggio, it's lovely skill by him. Kolyvanov, he's onside. Roy's in the middle, and Roy finishes in style. 1-0 to Foggia.
Fantastic goal, Peter. It's another one of those runs from Kolyvanov. Beautiful run. Great ball from Di Baggio. And there's Roy, what every good winger should be doing, and getting in across the front of the goal. A lovely little touch-in. It really was an excellent piece of football.
Brian Roy with his 4th goal in Serie A this season, and no wonder they're applauding down on the bench. Fabulous build-up. Kolyvanov away down the right. And Roy timed it perfectly. Nothing Lombardo could do, nothing Pagliuca could do, and Foggia take the lead in the 12th minute.
It looked a bit touch and go, I thought, the offside decision. But nevertheless, when the ball came across, Roy wasn't going to miss that. And it was the simplest of chances, just with such a trusty left foot, just to tap it into an empty net.
Well, they could so easily have gone behind a couple of minutes ago when Gullit was through. But a perfect response then by Foggia, who plays such positive, ambitious football. And it was certainly rewarded then. Fine goal by Brian Roy. 15 minutes gone. Foggia leading by 1-0. Brian Roy on 12 minutes. And they really do chase the game, Foggia. And maybe that's why they've had so many cautions. 35 yellow cards this season. Some reckless tackling from them in earlier matches, certainly. And also 6 sendings off, including those 3 for Caini. This is Rossi, the player down injured for Sampdoria. And Serena about to make an entrance here for Sampdoria. So they're obviously worried about, presumably, Rossi.
I think you can see the difference of the player like Vieca would actually makes to a side. He's, yeah, it is Rossi coming off there. Looks as if he's got a dodgy hamstring there, yeah. He's been an impressive player, Rossi, this season, I think. But Vieca would be an out of the side. They do look a little bit at sea, do Sampdoria.
Sereno, who featured in every game last season, either from the start or as a substitute. And that seems to be his role, really, with Samp. But he's getting an earlier start today than he might have anticipated. The end of this match for Marco Rossi, and on comes Serena. Stropper with the free kick. Di Baggio. Some adjustments been made then by Sampdoria, with Rossi having to go off. In goes Brian Roy, and oh, it just skirted away from him. Poor first touch by Roy.
Quite right, Peter. You never thought you'd have seen that on his left foot as the ball went through. His first touch was dreadful. He was onto it like a flash, but he just couldn't control it.
Seno. Di Baggio, up by Sacchetti, and he's found Gullit. Good tackle then by Evani, but he couldn't get away from Nicoli. David Platt. Serena's pass. Chamot. Here's Manini. Forward then by Lombardo. He's found him well too. Gullit's in space away from Manini. Here's Gullit now. Mancini. Manini trying to get it in, and well, over the bar by Gullit. And he'll be disappointed there.
Yeah, he got a bad bounce on his left side as the ball was played through to him, but he'll be very disappointed with the cross he actually hit in for Mancini, who did exceptionally well on the back post. And there's Manini having an attempt at an overhead kick, and there's the great man blasting it over the top.
Serena to pump it forward in search of Mancini. Again, brought it down so easily then, and the header flashing wide and off the post.
Just goes to show the benefit of two right-footed players, doesn't it? You saw Mancini attempt to hit the first cross in with his right foot as it cannoned off the defender. It was no effort for him to just swing on his left foot. It was beautiful technique and a great ball in, and we saw Jugovic hitting the upright. There it goes, ball going in. Jugovic just getting a touch on it, and Mancini gratefully grasped it after it bounces off the post.
Seemed almost to spin in then, didn't it? I thought it was going wide, but back off the upright. So a let off then for Foggia. This is Sacchetti. Scored his first goal for Sampdoria earlier in the season, the match we featured against Torino. And he seems to have license to come forward quite a lot for Sampdoria. Offside, maybe Mancini or Lombardo down here. Oh, Platt's won it back again. Gullit, a great chance. Oh, terrific finish. Ruud Gullit, goal number 7 for him this season, and it was tucked away with great aplomb.
Yeah, I think you can see Gullit as well. He's well fired up for the match. It was a great bit of football from David Platt, in actual fact. He won the ball with a good tackle, sent over an inch-perfect ball for Gullit. His first touch was magnificent, and he didn't mess around when he got in that penalty box. Just buffed it into the back of it. There's that pass from David, lovely pass. Great first touch from the great man, and there's the volley over the top of Mancini. Great goal, very nice.
Well, they were appealing for offside, but appealing in vain, Foggia. Gullit had timed his run to perfection, and it was a chilling finish. Bresciani now. Roy. Lombardo. Chamot. Played for the Argentines against Australia in the week when they qualified Argentina for the finals. Di Biagio. Mancini. Always something likely to happen when he's in possession. I think Platt's offside, but again, tremendous vision shown then by Mancini.
It was a fantastic run from David there from the halfway line, but Mancini just didn't see him in time. It was a great pass. The execution was excellent, and it was a very close one as well. But David really did time that very nicely.
As you were saying earlier, Ray, Italy must have some side if Mancini can't get it in.
Yes, that's right. He's such a talented chap, isn't he? He really, every game you see him play produces something of note, which you can actually look back on the game and say, well, that was excellent stuff from Mancini.
Of course, it's Roberto Baggio who keeps him out of the side, so that explains it, really.
It's a shocking state of affairs, isn't it, having them two chaps around.
Lombardo, Gullit. Lombardo again. Was he tripped then by Roy?
Yes, quite right too, Peter. Yeah, that was, yeah, definitely. But that's the problem. They push up all the time, Foggia, and these little 1-2s, I'm sure Sampdoria have worked on them all week. You can see they've played a number of them. And as the ball gets a little touch here, I think it's he plays it into Gullit, yeah. Nice pass back into his path. And Brian Roy, a bit hasty, really, cutting across the front of, or should I say, the back of Lombardo and bringing him down for what was a definite penalty.
Whistles all around the stadium for the Foggia fans as Roberto tries to retain his composure. One of the most experienced players in Serie A. And he saved it! Oh, terrific save.
Yes, I think Mancini in the Foggia goal, he's already shown us his agility. And he took off very well to his left-hand side. Mancini does prefer that side. We've seen him take a number of spot kicks. This is no exception. Inside of the foot, pushing it into the corner. Mancini was off like a rocket. That was a good stop.
Off goes Stropper. Dalinha. Platt. Cupped up by Ivani. Mancini. Lombardo. He's got some space here. Good strike and a fine save again by Mancini. There's some questions must be asked about Foggia's defending.
Yes, they come in a bit narrow there, Foggia, and no one's picking up Lombardo on the right-hand side. But once again, it was that wonderful vision of Mancini. I think Lombardo won't be at all happy with his first touch. They took it far too close to the defender coming in. I think it was Chamot coming in to close him down.
Here's Mancini with the corner. Kolyvanov. Tackled by Dalinha. Stropper has been penalised. Yellow card.
A bit unfortunate to get a yellow card. He looked as if he played the ball. Okay, I think he hit Stropper as well, but it didn't look too bad a tackle. It was very sharp into it. You're looking for the tackle all the time.
Bucaro. Wide of him is Nicoli. Di Biagio. There's Manini again. Forward by Sino. It's safely through to Paliuka.
I don't think we've seen the last of the goals though, Peter. This game, they've got both sides are very, very quick on the break, and I think we'll see some more goals in the second half. It's been quite entertaining in the first half, and I think the 1-1 result is just about the right result as well.
Yes, a very enjoyable first 45 minutes, brought to a close by referee Cartuccio. It's Foggia 1, Sampdoria 1. Brian Roy giving Foggia the lead on 12 minutes, but then Gullit with the equaliser on 23, and Roberto Mancini missing a penalty, saved by the other Mancini, Francesco, to prevent Sampdoria from taking the lead. This is Seno, the captain of Foggia. Nicoli.
I think it's quite evident that when you watch Foggia play, the reasons or the problems that they have quite a number of inventive players again in their forward ranks, but defensively they have shown a number of frailties, and they always look as if they may concede goals.
Away by Manini. Mancini with the header. This is Gullit, scorer of Sampdoria's goal. A splendid one it was too. His 7th of the season so far. An acquisition he is proving to be from Milan. Mancini. His vision was a highlight of the first half. Ivani. Still very much in the plans of Arrigo Sacchi, the national team coach. Ivani. Here's Platt. Didn't make the 16 for the game against Portugal in the week, Ivani. Want to watch the game from the stands. Stropper. Exquisite touch. Roy. Jugovic. Sacchetti plays it forward. Cut out though by Bucaro. Now the run made by Kolyvanov. Paliuka just scooped it away from him.
Great pass from Di Biagio in the middle of the field there. That really was a nice pass, and Kolyvanov's got exceptional pace, and he just couldn't get enough on the ball to knock it past Paliuka. The ball's coming through. He gets his leg up there, but again he's wondering whether the referee will disallow that for a foul on Paliuka as well. So it was a difficult decision for Kolyvanov to make.
A really intelligent through ball by Di Biagio, who's been very impressive in this game. But here's Mancini now, bursting through, and fails to hit the target.
Well, I think that's a prime example of that defensive frailty I was talking about earlier. Mancini's allowed to run through, which is a pretty static defence. So letting him run, it was the big defender Chamot allowed Mancini to make the run into the box, and he should really have done a lot better with that, with the sort of finishing power he has.
They're still arguing among themselves at the back for Foggia. Got themselves in a terrible tangle to allow Mancini in. Foul there, was it by Lombardo, who pleads his innocence. Free kick taken by Caini. Here's Stropper. Kolyvanov to Seno rather. And Paliuka almost made a mess of that as Kolyvanov came in.
That was good football all round, Caini. A nice little quick free kick to Stropper. And this is a beautiful pass, this. It's a driven ball back to the back post, and it's Seno there getting a great header across the box. And Kolyvanov just can't touch it in at the far post.
Lombardo. Chance to show his pace, driving through. Still Lombardo, but unlucky there. Mancini had pulled away to his left. There's Nicoli. One in the air by Serena. Bresciani into the path of Stropper. Young Sacchetti playing at the back for Sampdoria. Didn't make the side initially this season. Bocchioni was preferred at the back, but now Sacchetti's in. He intends to stay there, but he's given away a penalty, as he knows. The referee, well, he hasn't given it. Or has he?
Yes, he's given a penalty there, Peter. Beautiful bit of football from Kolyvanov. Feinting to cross and then just drags it inside the two defenders. And it went over, but whether he was pushed over, I wouldn't like to say. But it was an excellent piece of skill. Nicely worked throw-in as well. He dipped to go down the line, decided to check and come inside. And he showed the eyes to the defenders. He went to cross the ball and just dipped it inside them, as Mancini did in the first half. And as we see, Stropper is about to take the resulting penalty kick.
Oh, just as I was praising Sacchetti, he was the offender. And it's a great chance then for Foggia to regain the lead. Stropper against Paliuca. Stropper, who has scored for the penalty spot earlier this season in the Italian Cup. Oh, off both posts. Amazing miss. Two penalties now have been wasted in this game. And that was astonishing.
Oh, you'd have thought that that would have actually rolled in there if it's coming off the inside of the post. As his Stropper, he hits it nice and firm. It's a good kick. Electing to only take a couple of paces, which is his technique, and there it is, coming off both posts. Unbelievable stuff.
Mancini. Let off for Sampdoria this time. Here's Lombardo. Trying to weave a path to goal. Away by Bucaro. An incident-packed game. Di Biagio. Good running by Kolyvanov. Out by Manini, though.
That was good defending from Brian Roy in the left-back spot. He'd got back and helped out his defence. And he didn't dive in. He stood on his feet and just shepherded Lombardo out towards the line. And in the finish, Lombardo couldn't get a good enough crossing. But that was a lot better defending from him.
And the crowd still digesting that miss by Stropper. Di Biagio. Really exciting atmosphere in the stadium. Stropper, good skill. Swept out though by Jugovic to Lombardo, who was given it away carelessly then to Di Biagio. Mancini, off goes Lombardo. He's got support from Platt and from Gullit, who's free at the far post. This is Gullit now. And Gullit, of all people, scoops it over the bar.
That's a very strong run from Lombardo. He's a very quick guy, Lombardo, and it's a great ball from Mancini to set him off. David Platt had made a good run through. It was a good ball in the end from Lombardo. Gullit would be very, very disappointed, as we saw the disappointment on his face, that he didn't actually make the goalkeeper make a save.
Great news that Parma have taken the lead away to Atalanta. Just stay with this attack for a moment. Aseno blasted into the box, away by Sacchetti for the corner. Thomas Brolin, the Swede, has scored for Parma. The leaders ahead of Milan on goal difference. And Futre, the Portuguese international, scored in his debut for Reggiana. That's against Cremonese. Cremonese right up there in 6th place. Reggiana second to bottom.
He's another great face that we've got to see then, Peter. Futre, yeah, Futre's a tremendous footballer, and that's another great scout for Italian football.
It'll be Stropper with the free kick. Chamot, the big number 5 outside the penalty box. Seno's in the area. Sampdoria pulling just about everybody back here. Stropper's kick, and off the line by Gullit. Great defending by the Dutchman. Foligno with the tackle, but it was Gullit on the line who saved his team then.
Yes, he does have a tremendous awareness, whether it be in front of goal or defensively. He's really an excellent footballer here.
Roy linking with Di Biagio. Stropper made the run through for him. Easily cut out there by Lombardo, and it's Jugovic. There's the run from Gullit. Bucaro has got with him. Lombardo to Jugovic. Now Gullit. Towards Jugovic and Lombardo! And over the bar in the end, to the relief of Foggia.
I think they're going to regret all these missed chances, Sampdoria. They have had a number of chances. That was an exceptional chance. Mancini again pulling off an excellent save from Lombardo, but it's a good ball in from Gullit for Jugovic. Jugovic takes it first time, bounces down to Lombardo, and that was a very, very good save indeed from Mancini. But they've had too many chances. They keep squandering them, and one gets the feeling it might not be their day, and Foggia could nip up the other end and perhaps snatch the winner.
Injury to Stropper. The rain now falling heavily in Foggia, down in the southeast of Italy, on the way to Bari. Considering that Juventus are a goal down at home to Cagliari, so a shock in the offing there. Oliveira for Cagliari. Juventus 1-0, Cagliari 1. And in that game, Vialli, who's been out for a long time through injury, indeed since week 2, he has come on as a substitute for Juventus today. Training at the moment, though, at home to Cagliari.
That's nice to see as well, Peter, that these teams are going to the places like Juventus and taking points off them. Well, up to now they're taking points off them. We'll have to see what the final result is, but it just goes to show that the other sides are beginning to pick up, and that the gap that once was there is no longer.
Sacchetti coming across. Torino have equalised in Rome away to Lazio. And it's Salenzi who has scored for Torino. Takes his tally to 9 for the season. Mancini, it was a penalty too, I'm told, the goal for Salenzi. Here's Gullit looking for a penalty. And getting an angry reaction from Mancini, the goalkeeper. Well, he's saying, look, you've got the goal kick.
It was a great ball for Mancini, wasn't it? They've both got to go for it, obviously. And yeah, I think Gullit did actually dive, but Mancini's reaction was a little bit over the top, wasn't it? It's a big chap, Gullit, as well. I think Mancini should be looking at his namesake Mancini to have a pop at, and not Gullit.
No, the referee wants to take this one. He'd actually nicked the ball away from the goalkeeper, no question about that. Got there first, didn't he?
Yes, he did get there first, Peter. Yeah, it was a very determined run from Gullit.
But Gullit certainly dived once he got past the goalkeeper.
Good refereeing again, though. He's up. Dan even tried to pronounce his name. I do apologise to everybody at home, but yeah, that's good refereeing. He's calmed down. He's calmed the situation right down, and he's had an excellent match.
Cartuccio.
Yeah, fantastic, Peter. Well done. You're a better man than that.
On by Stropper. Bresciani. Oh, it was a great chance for Bresciani.
He did everything right as well. He lifted the ball over the diving Pagliuca, but unfortunately he's lifted it over the upright as well. What a lovely pass that was. And there's Bresciani, super first touch again, leaving it in his stride, and just too much on it. But that's the type of thing that Sampdoria have got to be aware of. They're having a lot of plan, a lot of chances, but they do have the ability, Foggia, to cut you open.
Kolyvanov towards Roy. Serena just got his head to it first. Now Lombardo on the charge for Sampdoria. Di Biagio with a tackle. The referee says an unfair one.
Well, that's got to be unfortunate. Di Biagio looked to make a hell of a tackle there. He covered a lot of ground to get a hold of Lombardo there. And he looks to make a good tackle on the ball. Yes, it was a good tackle. Excellent cross in from Caini just before that for Foggia. Roy didn't really make an effort on the cross as it came in, and we saw Serena just manage to get his head to it and get it away. But I think if Roy had a challenge, he may have had the opportunity of putting it in.
Giovanni taking the free kick for Sampdoria. Up towards Gullit. Chamot. Sacchetti. There's Lombardo. Mancini. That was the right one again. Now Lombardo. Fabulous strike by Lombardo, and Sampdoria are in front.
Yeah, that was an excellent strike from Lombardo. It was a great header that actually we saw initially. And as the ball cannoned off to Mancini, Lombardo with a good first touch just drilled it into the back of the net. Very well taken goal indeed.
Xhaka. Kolyvanov just got the flick on, but Manini was able to clear. And there he was again. It's a good game at the back, Manini, and here's Mancini on the rampage for Sampdoria again. Gullit. Foggia defenders scampering back. Lombardo had the confidence to strike for goal too.
Yes, it wasn't the worst strike in the world either, was it? He really did get hold of that. But isn't it nice to see the way Gullit and Mancini play together up front? The movement away from each other and their interchanging and passing is quite exceptional, and it's a joy to watch.
Deep into injury time, Serena's header. And the free kick given to Sampdoria.
Yes, I think we can safely say that Sampdoria had been the better side, but I think overall have deserved the victory. And as if they get it, we do have a bit of injury time to play. But they have looked by far a more compact and more composed outfit.
Foggia at the moment heading for their third home defeat of the season. Gullit out by Chamot. Stropper. Well, there's no more time. It's all over. And Sampdoria chalk up win number 5 away from home to maintain their title challenge, to the disappointment of Zeman, who saw his team go in front through Brian Roy. But then Gullit equalising midway through the first half, and then the winner from Lombardo after both teams had missed a penalty.